guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday, which means it's time for a review show special. And this is something that a lot of people have asked me to do a review show special on, which is the Nexus Wallet by Javier Fuenmayor, I think. I'm terrible at names. But Javier is part of the creative team at Murphy's Magic. He has been for a few years now. And he's almost like the face of the company. So a lot of the products that Murphy's bring out, he's the guy that's on the actual download explaining how the trick works. So if you've bought a black label Murphy's trick, or you've bought anything like Bolted or whatever it may be, you'll probably recognize Javier. This is his first product, and it has set the world on fire. A lot of people have been talking about this, and a lot of people have been asking me to review it, because the first thing that you see when the trailer comes up is, this is the best wallet ever, Craig Petty. And I did see this about 2 or 3 months ago. I saw this on a Skype call with Javier and Lloyd and Titanus and George. They showed it me a few months ago. And that's where the quote came from, because I spent about half an hour and they were showing me the benefits of this wallet and the features, and I was absolutely blown away when I saw what this is capable of. We're going to do a full review on this, and also I'm going to address the question that I've had an awful lot on Instagram and YouTube, which is, can you compare this to the FPS wallet? Because I've raved about the FPS wallet on this channel, and can I compare it to the Shadow wallet, which is another wallet that I've raved about? And absolutely, I'm going to do that as well. So we're going to do a full review. Now, before I do that, I did sit down with Javier, and we discussed the wallet. We discussed his reasoning behind it. We discussed where the idea came from. And we discussed what's possible with this wallet. So there's no better person to hear from when you're trying to figure out the key benefits and features of a wallet than the actual creator. So we're going to start off by having a look at that interview. It's about 15, 20 minutes long. You actually see Javier perform a couple of the routines off there as well. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to perform a routine or two, and I'm going to give it a full review. And as normal, I should tell you with these review show specials, it is going to be a completely unbiased review. If I like it, I'll let you know. If I don't like it, I'll let you know. But I think you can probably guess from my quote at the beginning of the trailer, I do actually like this. But let's have a look at that interview with Javier right now. So here I am with Javier. Javier, sorry, I've just butchered your name. But you are the man, first of all, that's the face of Murphy's Magic. But secondly, you are the creative genius behind the hottest item in Magic right now, the thing that has just blown up the internet. You know that something's big when it gets 5 pages of posts on the Magic Cafe in like one day. I mean, this thing is huge. And we're talking, of course, about the Nexus Wallet. Yeah. So, you know, I'm so excited. Man, there's a lot of people talking about this. There's a lot of people talking about this. There's some people that are trying to figure out, what's it do? What's it do? Why is it different to any other wallet? Some people are like, do I really need another wallet? I've already got 55,000 wallets in my drawer. Why do I need another wallet? So
I have tons too. So I know.
Well, let's try and answer all of these questions. Now, first of all, what's the origin behind this? What made you decide to want to come up with a Magic wallet? Where did that idea come from?
I think is looking nonstop for the next wallet, hoping for it to do everything I wanted it to do. So I would just buy every single wallet that would come out, hoping that it was going to fit all the criteria that I wanted. And I feel like they always do exceptionally well in one area, or then if it does super good, I don't have the other features that I wanted. And it's not me, I feel super bad talking bad about other wallets. And I'm not trying to say that, I'm not talking bad. I feel like I'm mumbling, but I'm not, what I'm trying to say is I'm not talking bad about other wallets. All I'm trying to say is that I wanted basically all the features that all my favorite wallets had in one wallet. And at the same time, I wanted it to be small and I wanted it to be like compact, and I didn't want it to look like an old styled wallet. I wanted it to look like what you normally see people carrying nowadays. So because I never came across one that fit all those criterias, and me working at Murphy's, I have almost, well, I wouldn't say almost, I have unlimited resources. So they pretty much put no cap on any, they said just whatever you need, you can do. So as many prototypes as I needed, as many things as I wanted, different testings, as much time, nothing mattered. So that also let me develop it more and more and more. But I think I'm jumping ahead. But the original idea actually came from, it's called iPhone. Also, Mark Mason put it out. It's not by Mark Mason, but
I remember the one, yeah.
Yeah, so I basically had a peak version that I could do with that. And then I then took that idea that I had and I applied it to a wallet. And then I told myself, if I'm doing a wallet, might as well do what I want it to do, right? So I wanted to have card to wallet feature, you know? And so, I mean, I can show you the first prototype that I made because I have it here. So just in case you can, I just made it out of playing cards. So this is the first prototype of the Nexus wallet, is just a prototype made out of cards and tape. From that, I then made like miniature versions and cardboard styled versions and then printed versions of the wallet to just make sure that the mechanisms were going to work. After I did that, oh, I don't have it here, but then I asked George if I could buy leather just to see if I could sew up a wallet together to see if it could work. And he's like, yeah, go get whatever you want. So I did. Put it together, sewed it. I had never sewn leather before, sewing all that stuff. And that now we had the concept. It worked. So then it was, how can we make it do more, right? So then I started thinking like, okay, let's add this. How can I make the card to wallet section more deceptive? How can I do this? Because it wasn't what it is now. And then little by little, I got a good prototype. So then we got it made. We got that prototype made, got it sent in. I wanted tons of changes, tons of things I didn't agree with. I didn't like it. Then they sent us a bunch of different styles. So I had different textures, different materials, different things that I could test out. So then it was testing each one to see how all the features were going to work and how they were all going to work for the peak, for the card, for this, for that, until we got to the right one. And then it was making all those little tiny tweaks. Sometimes it was a millimeter that I wanted changed, or 2 millimeters that, no, this has to be 2 millimeters down because this is not the way it should be. So yeah, like that's pretty much the rundown story of how it came about.
And I think it's important that people hear that, because we've all been there when we've bought a product and it's an off-the-shelf thing that people have adapted to Magic, whilst this is something that you have literally built from the ground up. You've kind of, you know, gone from playing cards stuck together through to this final design, and you've spent a long time working on this, and you've spent a long time putting stuff in. And there's a couple of things that I think people need to know about this wallet. First of all, it does look like a modern wallet. You know, you see the magicians carrying around their old style card to wallet that nobody carries around with them anymore. It's obviously a Magic wallet. This is something that you would expect somebody to carry around with them. It looks like a modern everyday wallet. But it's got a lot of benefits. It's got a lot of features in there. It's got more features than most. I heard the term on the internet the other day. It's the Swiss Army knife of Magic, and it's got all the different stuff in it.
Yeah.
So let's just quickly go through all of this different stuff that you've built into it. So first of all, it's a card to wallet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what type of card to wallet is it? Is it a palm card to wallet, or is it? Can you talk us through the card to wallet feature?
Yeah. So it's a palmed card to wallet, right? Now the way and I'm pretty sure I can say this. like we give you many different ways in which you can get the card into the wallet using a slider. We teach you also how to use your own credit card as a slider. We teach you how to use a dollar bill as a slider, and that's my favorite version. So the way you have the bill set up in the wallet in a way that the bill functions as your slider. So when you put the card inside and you open up the zipper, instead of pulling the card out, what you're actually pulling out is the bill. So it's a folded bill, and the card is inside of the bill, and you can't see it. So you can't see that the card is there. So it's really good because you can have a card signed, selected, immediately palmed as they shuffle the cards while you take out your wallet to do a bet or to show them money. And the card is already loaded inside of the bill that you can even give the wallet for somebody to hold if you want. So that loading mechanism I really like for the wallet. Yeah. So I would say you have the slider, you have the bill, and then we also have different ways in which you can use the card to wallet so that it's not just cards. You can also use it for small objects if you want to make objects appear in there. And then you can also use it, and this is Lloyd's idea, incredibly brilliant. If you use it as the Vanishing Ring from Sans Mind, if you're familiar with it, where you put the ring inside and you close it. So you can take a ring, put it inside of the zipper compartment, close it, and hand the wallet out to the spectators, and you have unloaded that ring from the wallet. And
wow.
and it's with, I would be happy to say, with no movement. So you're just holding the wallet, zipper, they put it in, you close it, and then you can just hand them the wallet like that, and you can steal the ring from,
That's great.
from inside the wallet.
So you could do the same with a signed coin as well then. So you could have a signed
Exactly.
coin go in there. Okay, cool.
Exactly. Yes.
Could you do that with a playing card, Javier? So could you have a signed card go in the wallet and steal it out?
So I have tried to play with this idea, and I didn't include it in the instructions because it is a little slight heavy. It's a little complicated to do, but now if you have a second object, so for instance, if you have the wallet and say something else like a notebook, you can easily steal it out. Okay. If you know what I mean, you can take it out and it'll be under the notebook. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's the card to wallet function, and it is a quick load. I want people to understand it is a quick load. You know, you see some card to wallets, and it's like, right, I'm just going to get. Just give me a minute. Somewhere in here, but like I've seen you do this, and it's literally boom, done.
Yeah.
It's that quick.
Yeah.
Cool. Now the next feature that we need to talk about is the peak, because there's a peak built into it as well that is incredibly deceptive. I love, my personal favorite thing is on the trailer when every time the peak happens, you get a little smiley face and then ding.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to tell you somehow that this is the moment that it's happening without upsetting anyone, you know?
I laughed my ass off when I saw that. It's so funny. But yeah, so can you tell us a bit about the peak?
Yeah, so the peak, to me, is really important that it happens very motivated. Like I wanted the peak to be super, super motivated. And I feel like it is. We teach seven different peaks in the instructions, but each one may have a different motivation. So you can use it. It goes down to like how I like to think. Like I don't like having one way. I like having multiple ways. So having different ways in which you can get your information in different situations, whether you're completely surrounded, just one person or three people. I like choosing the best one for the situation that I'm at. But I think the beauty of the peak is that you also get a 100% view of whatever it is they write. So nothing is being cut off. They have complete freedom to write anywhere on the card. They can write numbers, letters, because I mean, you read the information exactly as it is, pretty much as if you were looking through a window. But that's I think what I like the most is also how quickly it's done. And I don't want to sound like arrogant, but I love how fast it is. And Titanic also came up with a peak that's super good. It looks like nothing happens with the hand. It looks like you're not doing anything at all. So for those reasons, I really like it. For those reasons, I really like, and you feel so devious when you do it because it's over so quick. And I don't know.
What I like about the peak is that, like you say, there are so many different ways of doing it. I know a lot of magicians and mentalists, they don't like that whole thing of, let me put the card inside the wallet. Now let me open up the wallet to get another card out. You don't have to do that with your wallet. You can literally just have it put away. And in the action of saying, hold your hand out, I'm going to put this in between your hands, you got the peak immediately. And not just a little glimpse that you maybe saw it, maybe didn't. You got a full-on view of that information, haven't you?
Yeah. So we also show you in the instructions how to do it so the spectator pretty much does everything and you're looking away almost the whole entire time, because you do have to look, but it feels like you never look, you know? And one of my favorites is the one where the wallet's on the table. So you can just tell your spectator, put it right there where my ID is. They'll put it right there with your ID is, and it's set up so that you can get your peak like that in less than 1 second. So in the action of you just grabbing another business card, you got your peak. And we put that one in the trailer. So you can see, well, if you look where the smiley face is, you'll see exactly when that peak is happening.
It looks so natural. And then the other thing that you've built into it is the T-flip. Is that right? It's called T-flip?
So it's, oh, you mean the little extra thing you receive?
Well, no, I'm talking about the thing that everyone's talking about in the trailer where you make like an ID card disappear.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That one's not the T-flip.
Oh, sorry.
But no, it's okay. That is what we kind of call the visual aspect of the wallet. So we have this gimmick, this little thing that helps you do multiple ideas and multiple different effects. I honestly didn't think it was going to have so much use. I'm glad that it does, and I've had magicians contact me with incredible ideas using it that I didn't think of before. So we're probably going to be adding those to the Facebook group later. But I can kind of show you something with that if you want.
I'd love to. Yes, please.
Yeah, it's the simplest thing. Like you can just take your wallet and you show your ID. Oh, the light is a little bit off, maybe here. And you just kind of give it a little wave and it looks like it vanishes. It doesn't really vanish. It just goes anywhere you want, really. So it could go into your pocket, your hat, or anywhere you want. But basically what it does is you can take anything that's here and either make it appear, change, transpose. We even teach a routine where the spectator takes out their ID, they hold it in their hand, you pull out your wallet, you wave over it, now their ID is in the wallet, just as visual as that, and then your ID is going to be in their hands.
And you can combine that principle with the card to wallet, can't you? So you can have a card loaded in the wallet and you can have a visual appearance inside the wallet.
Yes.
So you can have, like, you can show your ID compartment and it's either empty or it's got ID in there. And just by waving your hand over, their signed card is now in the place.
Yeah. Now, the signed card, because I will say this, I have to be 100% transparent. Now, because I wanted the wallet to be as small, as minimalistic as possible. Now, if you do, you can get like a playing card in the ID window. You can, it does fit, but it will be a little bit tight. Okay, so I just have to put it out there that you can do it, but it will be tighter than the ID because I technically made it specifically for the ID.
So could you, for example, have it set up so that there's a duplicate card already loaded in there? You have two people pick cards. One's a dupe and one's a signed card. You bring your wallet out, you show your ID compartment, you wave your hand over, and the duplicate cards appeared inside there. You put that on the table, you put the wallet back in your pocket, and then you go, oh, yeah, your signed card. Well, I forgot to tell you. And you open up the wallet, and now their signed card is in a different part of the wallet.
Yeah, you can totally do that. 100%. Same routine, no extra setup, nothing. So one of the things that I also wanted is if you set up, if you do like this tiny little setup to your own card, because I didn't want to include a slider, because then that means you have something in there that is not really helping you, in my eyes, in my mind, do anything. So a slider is pretty much a credit card. So if we can get rid of the slider and repurpose your credit card to as a slider, why not? So that's what I've done with mine. You can still use your credit card 100% to swipe the card or to insert the chip. Everything works 100%. But the beauty of it is that by you having your credit card there, all it takes is you touching your pocket for like 2 seconds, and you will be ready for card to wallet. So what that means is, in the action of you just putting the wallet back into your pocket, you're setting it up for card to wallet already.
That's great. So you are pretty much, there's no setup to go from one type of routine to the other. So you could do a peak routine with this wallet, put the wallet away, and you're almost instantly ready to do a card to wallet routine. And then
exactly, yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The one that does require 2 seconds of setup, and I mean it when I say 2 seconds, would be the ID transpo. If you're going to do the ID transpo or the visual, any of the visual magic with the ID window, it requires like a 2 second setup that you can have pre-set up in your pocket already. So what I mean is you won't be able to do a card to wallet or a peak and then instantly get into the visual part. You can, in 2 seconds, set up for it, but it's not that instant thing that we're talking about here.
Got you.
I just want to be 100% clear.
Could you be set up to do sort of a visual routine, and then at the end of the visual routine be almost instantly set up to do a peak or a card to wallet?
Yeah. So let's put it this way. If you do the visual routine, by the time you're done, you can do anything you want. The wallet is set up for whatever.
Got you. And is there anything else that's built into the wallet? I mean, I obviously got the thing wrong with the T-flip. What's the T-flip?
The T-flip is technically only for the people that know how the wallet works.
Okay.
Because me saying what it is exposes the method.
Got you.
But the T-flip is a way, it's almost a way to get visual changes to happen with the ID without the gimmicks.
Oh, hang on. You broke up there for a second, Javier. Sorry, say that again.
So it's basically the answer to doing ID tricks without the gimmick.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Instead of gimmicks, we use sleight of hand.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. That's amazing. That's so cool. And those are the three main features, though, aren't they? The visual aspect of the wallet, the peak, and the card to wallet. Those are the three main features with the wallet. Plus, at the same time, you've kept it really small. The space, because I know this is important for a lot of people, the space to carry around the stuff that you would carry in your everyday carry. So the space for your credit cards, the space for your money, the space for whatever it is that you want to take out with you.
Yeah. So I also want to mention that we have a clip. It's like a removable, reversible clip that also comes with the wallet. And then, so it would attach, you can put it in the back here. And so now you can have an out to lunch principle as well, if you want. So you have your elastic here, and then you have more things that you can put in between the clip and the wallet. You can also remove it and place it the other way if you want it to kind of match the look of the zipper with the back and you don't want to have the out to lunch principle, you can, you know.
That's really clever that you can have the out to lunch principle built into that wallet. That's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's just such, yeah, go on.
I do want to mention that we did get this to a famous reviewer as well, okay? And he came up with a different way of, he just sent me a message, and I'm sure he's gonna tell everyone, but have you thought about using the card to wallet feature as a peak? And I was like, no. And when he told me how he was using it and how to incorporate it, it just blew my mind. So there's also another way, which, you know, I learned about this morning when I saw his message, of getting a peak through the card to wallet section, which means in the same routine, you're going to be able to get 2 peaks. You're going to be able to have somebody put the peak in your ID section, and then you're going to have somebody put the ID with another one of your credit cards. And then you're going to be able to gain information of both in the same routine if you want.
That's amazing. That is fantastic.
Yeah, but that's not me. That's him. He will put it out there.
Brilliant. Well, I can't wait to see that. Javier, this is amazing. I congratulations on producing such an amazing wallet. This is super exciting. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back into the studio and I'm going to play around with it myself. I'm going to perform a routine or two with it, and I'm going to leave the whole thing as a review. But and I'm going
that's exciting.
Say what I think about it. But Javier, thank you so much one more time for coming on the channel and talking through the features and benefits. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor to be here. Really. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Right. Let's get back to the studio.
So that is Javier, and that is Nexus Wallet. I mean, to be honest, he went through an awful lot. As a reviewer, I don't really need to talk about much else because he went through an awful lot. Let me tell you what I think about this. First of all, this is the wallet. Now, one of the things that I really like about this wallet is that you can set it up however you want to. And I think that different people will set this wallet up in different ways. For example, this clip here, this is a removable clip, and it's a reversible clip. So you can have the clip on the wallet if you want to. If you don't want to have the clip on the wallet, you don't have to. The clip allows you to do out to lunch because of this piece of elastic here. You can do out to lunch very easily. Now, some people might not use the clip. I have chosen to use the clip to keep some business cards in place there. Now, you could put the business cards in a different slot, but I've chosen to use those slots for my actual credit cards. So for me, the business cards that I'm using to do various different routines with this, that's perfect underneath there. And this clip isn't just something they've thrown in. If you actually saw the wallet, there's actually a place specifically to put that clip. It's designed specifically for this wallet. Also, the ID compartment, I've not used ID. You know, I've just chosen not to use ID. So I've put my credit card in there, which for me made more sense. But you know, if you want to put your credit card in there, that's absolutely fine. I think different people will use these in different ways. It is a very minimalist wallet. I see a lot of magicians these days, especially when they're out gigging. They carry one of those big JOL wallets. And JOL was a great brand for a very long time, but they do look very old-fashioned now. This is the sort of wallet, this wallet and the Shadow wallet is the sort of wallet that people carry around with them. So it doesn't really look suspicious. Now, if you're using this as your everyday carry, you might not want to have the clip on there. You might not want to have the business cards on there. It's totally up to you. The other thing I should mention, because I have had this question an awful lot, does Gossip fit in this? Absolutely. In here, I actually have the thing for Gossip, and it fits in there really well, actually. And for those of you that own Gossip, you'll know there's 5 outs in Gossip, and I have got those 5 outs in here in a very nice way as well. I'm very happy with how the 5 outs are, because it doesn't look like there's any outs, but I can grab anything at any time. So for example, let's say I want to get access to George Clooney. I just pull up like this, I show the baby, and boom, I've got George Clooney. So I've got access to my 5 outs very, very easily for Gossip, which is cool. So I've got it set up in here. Excuse me. Already I've got set up in here Gossip. I've got set up in here business cards. I've got the out to lunch thing set up, and I've also got all my credit cards as well, including Credica, that I can use, and I do use and I really like. So first of all, it's got a lot of options in terms of how you set it up and how you don't set it up, and also it takes up very little pocket space. Because it is a minimalist style wallet, you just throw it in your pocket, it doesn't take up much space at all. Now let's talk about the benefits and the features. First of all, you've got the card to wallet function. It's a very deceptive card to wallet, it really is. It actually works really well. I have found in the past that a lot of the wallets where they try to incorporate everything and they make it like a jack of all trades, it becomes a master of none. And it's kind of like they try to do everything and they do everything substandard. And I've found in the past that it's better to have, like, if you want a card to wallet, get a dedicated card to wallet. If you want a peak, get a dedicated peak, right? I have found that. But this incorporates all the benefits and all of the different functionality into this really well. So the card to wallet, there's no slide to the card to wallet. It goes into your pocket, or it goes into your jacket pocket, or wherever you want to put it, your back pocket, and there's no slide. Instead, Javier talks about a really nice way of actually using a credit card as a slide, which works really well. Or the other way, which I actually prefer, is having a note or a bill, and it works with polymer notes in the UK. I've tried it. Having a note as the slide, and what that allows you to do is that allows you to load the card into the wallet, and then when the card's loaded, it comes out the zippered compartment here at the side. When you open the zippered compartment, you pull out the bill. The card is actually loaded inside the bill, but you can't tell. So you pull the bill out, and you can't see that there's anything there until you pull the bill out, and then they can see that there's a card wrapped up in it. And he uses this for a really nice routine in the download, where he has someone pick a card and they shuffle it into the pack. And he says, hey, I've got a note in here, and he's already loaded the card like way ahead, but they just see a note, and he tells them to deal, stop anywhere they want to. Wherever they stop, it's the 2 of clubs. He turns over he shows the note, and it's got the 2 of clubs, and then when he pulls the note out, or the bill out, it's actually got their card inside it. So the card to wallet feature is really nice. It's a very quick load. One thing that Javier didn't talk about was the ability to actually have this loaded off the table. Now, one thing that I really liked with the FPS wallet, and one of the reasons I gave the FPS wallet a really good review, is because you could load it off the table. Just in the action of openly putting a card under there, you could load it off the table. Well, you can actually do that with this as well. And I've been playing around with routines for this, and one thing that I played around with was combining the peak with the card to wallet functionality in this, and kind of having it as like a really crazy prediction. I actually did a performance of this to Sarah, so I'm going to show you the performance of that in a second. But what I'm doing is I'm using the peak feature, and we'll talk about the peak in this in a minute, but I'm using the peak feature, and then I'm loading off the table. And how I'm loading off the table is I'm using a move that I first saw Paul Gertner doing Steel and Silvers as a card box load. And I know Apollo Robbins has got some work on this as well. It's basically a Kelly Bottom replacement or an Yvette Master move. I realized that you can actually use that loading procedure with this wallet really nicely. So I'm going to play this routine for you. This is, when I get something, I like playing around with it and coming up with my own ideas. And this is one of the first things that came to me, which is that you can use the peak and have the wallet out in full view and load the wallet after doing the peak. Let me show you that performance and you'll see what I mean. Right, Sarah, we're going to do a mind reading thing, if that's okay. Okay. We've got 52 cards in the pack right here. 52 cards, 52 possibilities. And you're going to pick one. Now, if I had you pick a card like this, you might think that maybe there was some way that I forced you to pick a particular card. Yeah, I'd cheat, exactly. So instead, I'm going to ask you to think of a card. Can you think of any one of them?
Yeah,
anyone. Just not a joker, but other than that, any card.
Okay, yeah.
Got it?
Yeah,
cool.
Got one.
I'm going to give you one of my business cards. Can you do me a favour? I'm also going to give you a pen. Write your name, not your name, sorry, write the card on the business card. Name. Big letters, yeah, exactly. Now, there's two reasons I get you to do that. And the first reason is it commits you
to that card. So in other words, even if, you can't change your mind now. Whatever card you write down there, you are committed to that card. And several people that watch this channel think that probably maybe you should be committed. The other thing, obviously, is if you were here with other people, you could show the name of the card to everybody without saying it out loud. But it's important that you write it down there, and then that way that commits you to that particular card. I have had people in the past that have changed their mind halfway through, and it's been disastrous. So you got the card?
Yes.
Very good. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the card back. Now, obviously, give it me face down. You're doing a very good job of blowing that card. That's wonderful.
I like the colour of Sharpie, actually. I was just...
Well, I couldn't find any black, so it had to be pink.
Nice colour.
I'm going to put the card here next to my credit card, so there's no way I can cheat. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Now, it stands to reason that somewhere in here is the card that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Because there's 52 cards in the deck. You thought of one of the 52. So as long as you weren't thinking of a birthday card or a Christmas card or something like that, your card's going to be in here. So without even knowing what your card is, I'm going to try and get a psychic premonition. I'm going to try and work out what your card is. Concentrate on what it is. Concentrate on the colour, the value. Concentrate on everything. I think I've got it. Was this a bit of a different card to the one that you would normally pick? Because a lot of the time you pick court cards. Was this...
Yes, it's, yeah.
Okay,
Well,
now,
I think so.
Think about this for a minute. There are 52 cards in the deck, and you could have had any one of these. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And you picked one card and one card only in particular.
Yeah.
By the way, I made a prediction earlier on, but I don't think I'm needing it because I've got this absolutely nailed. Your card was the Six of Hearts.
No.
No. Was it a red card?
It was a red card, but it's
Okay,
not that
okay, it's okay. I've got it. It was a diamond, wasn't it? I got the Four of Diamonds. I meant the four. I was going in between the two. No?
Nope.
Well, it's a technical term for this. It's called a cock-up. But I did say I made a prediction. Do you remember?
You did.
I put it inside the zippered compartment of my my wallet. It's been there from the very beginning. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this out. Look, you can see it there, yeah? It's been inside there from the very beginning.
You've got too much in there.
From a different... I've got tons of stuff in here. Carry a lot of stuff around.
Get rid of that gossip.
I'm not getting rid of gossip. That lives right there. There's no way I'm ever getting rid of gossip. That stays in every wallet I do.
Prediction. Come on.
Well, this is the prediction I've got. The Eight of Diamonds.
Oh, yes, that was my card.
Boom. There you go. Amazing.
You didn't get to see my little picture, I did.
I'm sorry. Would you like to show everyone? I'm sure it was a lovely picture. We're gonna... Oh, look at that. It's a beautiful moment.
So do you see what I mean about that? That's a really nice way of actually using the wallet, and I think that that's something that's not discussed on the download. But I love the idea of just putting the cards, putting the wallet on the table, and just literally picking up the wallet, spreading out the deck, and you've loaded it. And I've worked it out and I've tried it out. You can actually do it in the spectator's hands as well. So you can have the spectator hold onto your wallet, and in the action of taking the wallet and moving it to put a card in their hand, you can load the wallet directly from their hands, which is really clever. Now, knowing that you can do that, it opens up a world of possibilities, because with a deck of cards, it's only the wallet is only slightly bigger than the deck of cards. So if you're doing card in the box style routines, you can actually do that with this wallet. So for example, they might have picked a card, whatever the card might be. I'll do a video on this at some point in the future, but in the misdirection, you can load a card under there, have the card go into the deck. Maybe you've used a duplicate card, and then you lift over there and you go, oh my gosh, there's one card. Is that your card? And it's a duplicate card, and that's the card. And then you say, well, let's sign it and have it go underneath again. And you can have it go underneath again, and you can now get into the situation where you're loading the deck underneath there. So if you do a card in the box, you can actually use this wallet to do a card in the box routine. And then when you're in a situation where you'd have to have it this way, when you're in a situation where you'd normally load the card into the box in a card in box routine, you can actually go and load directly into the wallet, which is really clever. One other way that I thought about loading this, which is kind of hiding in plain view, and again, I really like this idea, is taking the wallet and setting up the card to wallet in the action of doing a transposition, which sounds weird, but because you're loading from the credit card slots, which is a really nice way. When I saw the trailer to this, or when I first saw this and Javier first showed me this, I actually thought that you'd be loading in from the bottom or from the top of the wallet. You actually load in for the credit card slots, which makes it way more natural. And when I realized that, I realized that you could do a very natural transposition. So this is something I've been playing with as well. The whole idea of loading a card into the wallet during a kind of a two-phase transpo routine and then having the card go into the wallet as a kicker ending. Again, I performed this to Sarah. So I'm going to show you the video of me doing the performance to Sarah so you can see what I'm talking about. But I love the idea of actually using loading the wallet in that way during the course of a transposition. Have a look at the performance, you'll see what I mean. Right, so I'm going to show you one more trick with a wallet, and you've got a pen already. You've still got the pink pen from earlier on.
Yeah.
Very good. 52 cards, they're all there, they're all different. Do me a favour, you're going to grab a card. So just grab a card for me, any card that you want to. You got one?
Yeah.
And sign your name in it, nice big letters, if you could please, that'd be amazing. We're going to get back to that card a little bit later on. I'll be honest with you, that card's not going to become important until the end of the trick. But I just want you to sign it for me. That would be amazing. And then if you could pass me back, that'd be great. Okay, cool. I'm going to pop that card. Can everyone see it?
Yeah.
Your signed card about halfway down. Is that fair?
Okay, yeah.
So, here we go. We're going to get back to that card in a bit. Now, I'm going to show you the greatest trick ever. If you don't think it's the greatest trick ever, I will give you the contents of the zippered compartment of my wallet. Okay? So this is going to be very exciting stuff. So just do me a favour, say stop.
Stop.
That's great. And are you happy to stop there? I can do that again for you if you want to, or are you okay with that one? Okay. Doesn't really matter what the card is. The 2 of hearts. Are you happy with that?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 2, I'm going to leave it sticking out of the credit card slot on my wallet. Can you see that? I'll leave it sticking out. So you know where it is. I've isolated the 2 right there. And just do me a favour, say stop.
Stop.
That's very good. We'll take this one as well. And again, it doesn't really matter what that card is. It could be any one of them. I mean, if you want to change your mind, you can do. But if not, we'll go for the King of Clubs. Are you okay with that one?
Okay.
Now watch the King. Don't blink for a second. You remember the 2 that's isolated there?
Yeah.
And the King here. If I just rub the King, what happens is that King actually changes into the 2. Which means if the 2's here, over here we have the King. Not bad trick, right? But I'm going to do it again. Magicians aren't meant to do it again. I am. I'm going to take the 2 and the King, and I'm going to mix them up so you don't know which one's where. Okay?
Right.
Which one would you like me to drop the wallet on? The one on my left or my right?
You're right.
That one right there. Isolating that card underneath the wallet, we'll take this one here, which is the King.
Yeah.
Watch the King. If I just wave it over the wallet, it turns into the 2, which means that underneath the wallet, we have the King. They keep changing places. Now, I said to you I was going to show you the best trick ever, and if it wasn't the best trick ever, you could get the contents of my wallet. Was that the best trick ever?
Well, yeah, but where's my card?
Well, that's interesting that you should say that, because that is not actually the best trick ever. The best trick ever is the contents of my wallet, because inside my wallet from the very beginning, I have one thing and one thing only. I have a card, and if I take it out, you can actually see this card's been in there from the very beginning, and it is a 5 of diamonds, not just any 5 of diamonds, but a 5 of diamonds with your name on it.
And my squiggles.
Exactly. Cool. So that's, I mean, how amazing is that? You know, I really like that idea. And that's something, I've only been working with that a couple of days, but I think that's something that probably has legs, and I'm going to carry on working with it and carry on playing with it. What you need to understand is the card to wallet is a really nice card to wallet. It really is. And there's lots of different routines and lots of different handling options with regards to the card to wallet on the download. So now we come to the peak. The peak is very clever. I absolutely love the peak. You saw me do the peak in the first routine because I actually peaked the card as I put the card down on the table. But it really is that quick. So let's say that we're using one of these business cards I've got tucked underneath the clip. When they wrote on it, the card actually really looks like it's like you're isolating it there next to your credit card in this case. And then the peak is like this, like literally,
I've done the peak. Like, I've done the peak. And Javier talks about 20 or 30 different ways of doing this peak. So he does a peak as he puts it into his jacket pocket, or as he puts it into his pants pocket. He does a very interesting peak, kind of an action peak, so to speak. There's lots of different ways to peak it, but the whole idea is, you know, you can literally show that you've got the card over there. As you put it into this hand to put down on the table, you've got the peak. It's that quick. It doesn't look like you've peaked anything. The other way that makes it very, very easy, if you want to do the peak this way, is to turn over. Now I'm blatantly staring at that information. I'm like looking at it right now as I turn the wallet over to get another business card. So I get another business card so that I can write down whatever it is that I want to write down. And I've got like 5, 6, 7 seconds where I'm just staring at that information in a very natural way. It can be done one-handed, it can be done two-handed, it's completely up to you. So yeah, the peak's great. Peak's really nice. Nothing negative to say about the peak. The other thing to talk about is obviously this clip, which allows you to do out to lunch. There's so many different things. I had a stockholder wallet for years. There's so many things you can do with the out to lunch principle. And then you've got that thing that you probably saw on the trailer, which was, I don't know, the best way to describe it is doing like a color change with anything that's there inside the ID compartment. So you show the ID compartment and you kind of rub it, and as you do, you can make your ID card disappear. You could have a credit card change, for example, into a playing card. There's so many different things that you can do there. It does require another gimmick, which over time will probably need fixing, although in the download, Javier talks about how to fix that and they give you the material that you need to do that. And it does require a little something extra. So there's that to bear in mind as well. But I really do like that. I don't think I'd do it, to be honest. I actually prefer the peak and the card load functionality of this and the out to lunch principle. I don't think I'd do it. I think it's really visual. I really like the idea. But I don't think I really don't think I'd do it, because I think if you're going to do that, if you're going to be set up for that, you can't go into the peak until you've done that routine. And I like to be in a situation where I could go into the peak anytime I want to. The only other thing to talk about is it's a 4.5-hour download where he goes through absolutely everything. And there's so many other optional ideas. He's got this wonderful signed coin in ID case where he takes a signed coin and he throws it in, and it's inside the ID case, and then he tips it out. That's really nice. Titan has created something called a T-flip on there, which is a really nice way of changing one store card into a credit card or something like that, but without using an external gimmick, using sleight of hand. Yeah, it's a great wallet. It's absolutely great. So I love it. I'm going to use it. So the question is, how does it compare to the Shadow wallet, and how does it compare to the FPS wallet? So the big question is, what do I prefer, the Shadow wallet, the FPS wallet, or the Nexus wallet? Let's do a comparison. Well, first of all, let's talk about the FPS wallet. That's the easy one to compare. The Shadow wallet is more difficult to compare, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But first of all, let's have a look at the FPS wallet. So the FPS wallet is a card to wallet, and the Nexus is a card to wallet. I love the FPS wallet. I really do. I told you guys how much I like it, and I really like the moment where you load the wallet from the table. But I have to be completely honest, I think the Nexus wallet is better for various different reasons. Number one, the routine that I like with the FPS wallet, I can do with the Nexus wallet. What I like about the FPS wallet is I can load it off the table, or I can also load the Nexus wallet off the table. But the Nexus wallet is smaller. It's also got a bit of peak built into it. It's also got all the stuff with the transpo. There's a lot of really clever things built into the Nexus wallet. It allows me to do more, and it also looks like a smaller, stylish wallet. Now, I'm not saying that the FPS wallet isn't good. You obviously have to make your own decisions, and I'm trying to decide whether I'm still going to use the FPS wallet in Parler. I'd like to, but I think I'm trying to convince myself because I love the wallet, and I do love the wallet. But the bottom line is, I think that the Nexus wallet has more built into it, and I think it's better. I do think it's better, and I love the as I say, the big advantage of the FPS wallet. You've got that in the Nexus wallet as well. You can load it off the table. You can load it off a spectator's hand. The load is lightning fast. So
if I was going to compare it to the FPS wallet and you were looking specifically for a card to wallet, because let's be honest, that's what the FPS wallet does. It allows you to load a card into a wallet. I think that the Nexus wallet allows you to load a card into that wallet just as quick in various different ways, but it's got a lot of built into it as well. So if you are only going to get one wallet and you are looking for a cards wallet, Nexus is the way to go. Now we're going to compare the Nexus wallet to the Shadow wallet. Everybody who watches this knows how much I love the Shadow wallet. And I was going back and forth and comparing the two and trying to decide which one I would say. And I can't. I love both of these wallets. It's very difficult to say one's better than the other. I absolutely love both of these wallets. And I can see myself using both of these wallets. They both work in so many different ways. They've both got a peak. It depends on, look, the bottom line is it's very hard. It's like comparing apples and oranges. It's very, very difficult to compare. You have to ask yourself a question. What are you looking to get out of a wallet? If you're wanting a jack-of-all-trades style wallet, then Nexus is the one to go for. If you're the sort of person that carries a deck of cards around with you and you want to be in a situation where you can do a killer peak, and it is a killer peak. I love the methodology behind the peak. If you want to be in a situation where you can do a killer peak, you want to be in a situation where you can do a card to wallet, you want to be in a situation where you can do all of that transpo stuff and all that fun stuff, then brilliant. The Nexus wallet is the way to go. But I don't want to take anything away from the Shadow wallet. It is very difficult to compare. The Shadow wallet does what it does very, very well. The thought of card, I've gone on record as saying, is fantastic. And the peak in the Shadow wallet is very good as well. It's very difficult to compare the two, and I can't compare the two. I think that I'm going to have them both in my gig bag. And I'm going to have them both in my gig bag, and I think I'm going to have them both as everyday wallets. And I think I'm going to be torn. I'm going to maybe carry one day, and I'm going to carry one the other day. I don't know. I don't know which one I prefer. I was going to say I prefer the Shadow wallet for everyday carry, but then I thought, hang on a minute, but the Nexus wallet does that beautiful transfer of an ID card, and I don't need to have anything with me. I can just borrow an ID card and I can do that. And then I thought, well, maybe the Nexus wallet is better for an everyday carry. And then I went back and I thought, but no, think about what the Shadow wallet does. And I just don't know. I'm getting myself into a pickle. All I know is I love both wallets. And they are both completely different, and it is very difficult to compare the two. My advice would be to buy both of them, because they are both amazing and you will not go wrong with buying both of them. But ultimately, the decision is yours. What you have to do is you have to kind of ask yourself, what do you want out of a wallet? Write down everything that the Nexus wallet does. Write down everything that the Shadow wallet does and ask yourself a question. What do you want out of a wallet? What would you like to have a wallet achieve? For example, if you are a card guy and you want to have a card to wallet built into your wallet, well, there you go. There's your answer. You go for the FPS wallet. If you want to go for, not the FPS wallet, it's the Nexus wallet. If you want to go for if you want to be in a situation where you've got a killer ending to a ring and string routine, which one are you going to go for? Well, you're going to go for the Nexus wallet. If you want to be in a situation where you have a thought of card, you do a prediction and you say, think of a card, and the card is inside the wallet, well, then you're going to go for the Shadow wallet. There's no right and there's no wrong. It's not that like the Shadow wallet has a much better peak, because that's not the case. I think the peak with the Nexus wallet is brilliant. And I've read that on the forum somewhere where people go, oh, the peak's not very good because it's a card to wallet. Well, that's not the case. The peak is amazing. I'm not taking anything away from the Shadow wallet. The peak is amazing in the Shadow wallet as well. They're both different, but they do the job really, really well. So ultimately, it's very difficult for me to decide which one to say. I'm going to cop out slightly, and I'm going to say, buy both if you can. And if you can't, write down all the pros and cons. Write down what you want out of a wallet, and then decide which one to go for. Because ultimately, it's a very individual decision. And like I say, comparing the Shadow wallet and comparing the Nexus wallet is like comparing apples to oranges. It's not like the FPS wallet, which is very clearly, you want to load a card into a wallet to use this one or this one, it's more of a difficult decision. So I would say buy both of them. Which one am I going to use? I think it very much depends on the situation. I think I'm going to have both with me. And I think at some gigs, I'll use the Shadow Wallet. I think at some gigs, I'll use the Nexus Wallet. I think when I'm out and about, sometimes I'll carry a Nexus Wallet. Sometimes I'll carry a Shadow Wallet. Since doing this review, or since getting the Nexus Wallet, I've been out a couple of times in the last 3 or 4 days. One time I took the matted Shadow Wallet out with me with all of my cards in. The other time I took the Nexus Wallet out with me with all of my cards in. I can't tell you, I love them both. And I would highly recommend getting both of them. But if you're only going to get one, write down what you want out of a wallet and then figure out which one is best for your needs. I would say that if you do go to the Nexus Wallet, have a serious think about using it in a way that's not actually on the download. Don't just watch the download and do it exactly as Javier says. Think outside the box. Like I said, I've just been playing with this for a little while, and I've been playing with loading off the table, loading off a spectator's hand, doing the transpo. There's lots of different ways I think that you can actually take this, and I do like the idea. I think that the one thing that has clearly got an advantage with the Nexus Wallet is that you've got the peak, and you've also got the card to wallet load feature built into it. So like in the routine that I performed for you earlier on, I didn't have to use 2 wallets. I didn't have to mess around. I got the peak, and in the same action, then the wallet was put down on the table, and then I loaded the wallet all in the same, you know what I mean? And that's a major advantage for me. I've never seen, and maybe there is one, but I don't know of one. I've never seen a card to wallet that also has a peak where they both work equally as well. Normally, when a wallet comes out, the other stuff is tacked on, and it's kind of not the main feature, if that kind of made sense. So the main feature is done really, really well, and then all the other stuff is kind of half-assed, if that makes sense. But that's not the case here. The peak is awesome, but also the card to wallet feature is awesome, and all the other features are awesome. So yeah, in answer to your question, that a lot of people have asked me, if I was going to compare the FPS and the Nexus, I'd go for the Nexus. If I was going to compare the Nexus and the Shadow Wallet, I can't decide. I love them both. I'm going to use them both. It's apples and oranges. Figure out what you want out of a wallet. But either way, you're not going to go wrong. That's a fact. So there you go. I'm going to give this 120%. I think this is amazing, and I think that I can't imagine anybody being disappointed if they buy the Nexus Wallet. You're not going to be disappointed with the quality. You're not going to get disappointed with the quality of the instructions. You're not going to get disappointed with the features. You're not going to get disappointed with anything. It's not going to be one of these buyer's remorse things where you open it up and you go, oh, is this it? You're going to get super excited. It's like being James Bond and having the new James Bond wallet. It's really good. So yeah, I'd give it 120%. It's available from all good Magic dealers. Congratulations to Javier on an excellent launch product. He's done a great job, and I can't wait to see what he comes out with next. Other than that, I just want to say thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you want to see more videos like this, do me a favour, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I'm going to be back again tomorrow at 2 o'clock with a shorts, 6 o'clock with a Magic Live, and 9 o'clock with a 5x5. So I'll see you again. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.